Well, guys, it's that time of the year again. Christmas and the holidays are around the corner, and that also means stores have started rolling out their Black Friday sales. Actually, who am I kidding? Black Friday is actually one of those things that has gone from being a single day thing to one that lasts an entire week. And then this year, it feels like a Black Friday month. You see, this whole ridiculous thing makes it even harder to find any good deals, especially when it comes to tech. And that's why this year we decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of popping up a bunch of videos talking about what you can buy, with this video, I wanted to give you some guidance about what you shouldn't buy, or at least shouldn't spend your hard-earned money on. Basically, I'll be talking about the shady tactics being used to pimp crappy laptops at this time of the year, some of the worst offenders that I've seen, also some counter tactics that you can use to make sure what looks like a good deal or a good price is actually a good deal, what to look for in a laptop, and of course, what to avoid right now. And finally, I will give you some examples of some good laptop deals or prices that I've come across. Trust me, I've spent hours trying to find a good deal, but it's just really hard to just find one. But I'll share my thoughts later in the video. Now, I know a lot of you guys are experienced buyers, but this guide is geared towards everyone, even newbies who might not know what to look for. So let's get to that after a quick word from today's video sponsor.
Play your games the right way with the much improved Virtuoso RGB Wireless XT with Bluetooth support, fantastic swivel hinges, deeper ear cushions, tactile controls with USB-C charging, a beefy microphone to step up your comms game, and awesome wireless sound reproduction. Check it out below.
Alright, so the first step to make the right decision is knowledge, or just understanding what you're getting into. And for that, I'm going to pull out this little thing, or at least this little listing from our friends over at Best Buy Canada. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, hey, wow, that's a MacBook Air that's on sale for Black Friday. But there are a few things that jump out right away. Now, first of all, this is obviously a older model, like a really, really old model, and it's also refurbished. Now, those are two warning flags that you need to look out for during sales events. Let's tackle the refurbished first, because it's normally a great way to save on an expensive device. And Black Friday deals are usually filled with refurb stuff that manufacturers can't get rid of otherwise. The problem here is this MacBook might say that it's certified refurbished, but it isn't certified at Best Buy themselves. No, guys, it's actually from a third-party supplier, and that means you'll be dealing with a company called Save on Max if there are any problems or anything that comes up later down the road. On top of that, refurbished products almost always have a shorter warranty and could also come with some cosmetic issues like scratches, scuffs, and dents. Basically, I'd never buy a refurbished laptop without looking at it hands-on first, or you could be in for a nasty surprise. But look, if you're buying a used Apple product, I'd actually buy it directly from Apple because they go through a certified refurbished program, and they do offer a 1-year warranty, which is really cool. And let's talk about those third-party sellers too, because you need to absolutely make sure you know who you're buying from, but sometimes that's not easy. So just pay attention to it, and I'd simply avoid third parties at all costs on sites like Newegg, Best Buy, and yes, Amazon is also included in that list, especially during the holiday season. And that's for any big ticket items, if you buy tech, toys, clothes, whatever. And just like the MacBook, another thing retailers are trying to get rid of is older models that usually aren't worth the money. Take this one for instance. Now, I understand most people can't tell how old a laptop is by just looking at it, and honestly, manufacturers' websites aren't helpful at all. But there's a simple way around that, and it's to copy-paste the processor's model number into a search engine and then head over to Intel or AMD's website. And you can see how old the most important component of your computer is. In this case, the 3250U in this HP laptop is almost 2 years old. Though in the case techies among us will probably know that the underlying architecture of the CPU dates back to 2018. Now, if you want to make sure you're getting what you need in terms of specs, keyboard, screens, and everything else, check out my video right over here. Another small thing I want to mention is something that has to do with Windows. Now, I'm not talking about how bad Windows 11 is on laptops, but rather the Windows S versions. You see, many inexpensive laptops in the $200 to $500 range don't really have the specs or the horsepower to run a full version of Windows. So Microsoft basically designed a cut-down version called Windows 10S and Windows 11S. And by cut-down, I mean, it only runs certain applications and it has baseline functions. So if you're used to a regular operating system or a regular version of Windows, this is certainly not for you. And with that knowledge in your pocket, once you actually find a laptop you want, the next step is to find out whether the price is actually any good. Look, we all know that stores love jacking up their prices in order to make sales look better than they usually are, but there are some tools that'll help you make the best choice or the best decision, and these can be used in everything, including laptops. So for Amazon, I use something called Camel, and let's say if we use the Acer Swift 3 as an example. Now it's sold by Amazon themselves, and it has Intel's latest CPU, and it's on sale right now. So what you do is you just basically grab its code, which comes right after the DP on the website link, head over to Camel, and just pop it in. And there you go. While $850 might look like a good price, it's actually been to that level a bunch of times. And at one point, it actually went down to as low as $660. So knowing that, you might want to think twice about jumping into the, oh, I gotta buy this right now bandwagon. There are a few other tools that do the same thing. For example, there's an extension for Chrome called Keepa that overlays historic pricing right onto the Amazon page, so you don't need to go into searching other sites. The small hiccup is that sometimes the pricing doesn't seem to be as accurate as Camel in some cases. Meanwhile, for Best Buy, there's a handy little extension called, wait for it, Bibois. No, it's not a joke, guys. It actually does the same thing as Keepa, but specifically for Best Buy site. And from what I've been seeing, the numbers are actually pretty accurate. But while I've been talking about the Amazons, Costco's, and Best Buys of the world till now, I also need to mention that you should absolutely check out the manufacturer's site before grabbing a laptop, because some brands like HP, Lenovo, Legion, Dell, Acer, and even Asus run all sorts of great deals on their own websites. And while you can't necessarily track their prices, they sometimes actually end up beating the regular stores. And even if they have the best price, it might not even be in your best interest to save a few bucks by grabbing a laptop from some of the huge chain stores. Let me explain. You see, many big retailers like Best Buy and Costco have their own service agreements with laptop manufacturers. So they're basically responsible for everything from warranty repairs to troubleshooting and customer service. So that means if something goes wrong, it's actually a lot harder to get help if something goes wrong. And there's been a lot of reports on Reddit and other forums about what's happening with Asus laptops or even Acer and Dell laptops lately. Because in those cases, companies just play a game of customer service hot potato while the customer is basically stuck with an unusable $1,000 paperweight. So I'd recommend, whenever possible, buy directly from a manufacturer. Or if you can't, just make 100% sure you understand who's going to be covering your warranty, because even the product pages on Best Buy and Costco don't perfectly make that clear. But what about some good laptop deals right now? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is, of course, this laptop right over here, the HP Pavilion Aero 13. I did a full review on it. You can check out that over here. It's on sale right now. Fantastic machine for the price. You really can't beat it. It's got a beautiful display. I absolutely love using this thing. And I did find a few other laptop deals as well, but it's just, as I mentioned earlier, really difficult to find deals at the moment because pricing can kind of go up and down. So just like I said, keep an eye out for those. But I'll definitely make sure to add a few deals if I find in the description down below. Either way, guys, knowledge is power, and that's especially true for exercising your rights as consumers. You see, at this time of the year, there are so many people looking into buying a new laptop, and at the same time, so many companies that are looking to take advantage of the uneducated. You see, it's just really hard to just pop over $1,000 right away because a lot of people just aren't comfortable doing that. So before making the jump, just educate yourself, don't listen to sales tactics, and most importantly, just don't get caught up in the Black Friday hype. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was able to give you a little bit of guidance as to what you need to look out for during this crazy season. But yeah, aside from that, let me know what you guys think. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Also, spend responsibly.